Magomed Ankalaev's triumph at UFC 313 was not just a statement, it was a seismic shift in the light heavyweight division. The once dominant Alex Pereira was dethroned, and in the eyes of many, the tides of the division officially turned. For Ankalaev's manager, Ali Abdelaziz, the victory was more than validation, it was a preview of things to come. He firmly believes that if a rematch is booked, the result will be even more lopsided. Abdelaziz doesn't mince words when it comes to Ankalaev's future. He'll beat him worse next time, he says with unshakable certainty. His conviction stems from what he saw in the octagon that night, a calm, calculated, and powerful Ankalaev who stood toe-to-toe with a man most strikers fear to engage. Alex Pereira came into that fight with immense momentum. He had been the most active champion in 2024, defending his title 3 times and doing so with ruthless precision. Every time Pereira stepped into the octagon, fans expected violence, and he delivered. But against Ankalaev, he met a different beast. A fighter who wasn't intimidated by Pereira's legacy, his power, or his mystique. The judges saw it clearly, a unanimous decision. Ankalaev not only neutralized Pereira's dangerous left hook and devastating leg kicks, but he also pushed forward, inflicted damage, and dictated the pace. The performance wasn't just dominant, it was methodical. It made a statement that Ankalaev isn't just champion material, he might be the most complete fighter in the division. Yet even with the victory in hand, the narrative didn't settle. Rumors of a rematch began swirling immediately. Fans were eager to see if Pereira could adjust, evolve, and reclaim his throne. The UFC has reportedly been pushing to make it happen. Dates were floated, June, then August. But so far, the rematch remains unsigned. Meanwhile, a bizarre twist entered the story. Pereira's social media account posted a cryptic, frustrated message. Some took it as a retirement tease. Others saw it as a jab at the UFC. But Pereira quickly claimed his account was hacked, posting a video to walk it back. Abdelaziz, never one to avoid the spotlight, joked, "I think Ankalaev hacked his account." While humorous, the comment underscored a truth Abdelaziz deeply believes in: Ankalaev has gotten into Pereira's head. That fight wasn't just physically taxing, it shifted something mentally for Pereira. For a man who built a career off of fearlessness, this was unfamiliar territory. He didn't break, but he bent. Abdelaziz also showed respect. Alex deserves a break, he admitted. He did a lot for the company. He fought frequently, he showed up. If anyone has earned the right to say no and focus on recovery, it's him. That respect doesn't temper his competitive fire. When the cage door shuts again, he's rooting for one man, Ankalaev. It's rare in MMA to find a fighter like Ankalaev who mixes raw power with strategic brilliance. He doesn't waste energy. He doesn't chase finishes. He controls every inch of the fight, and when the opening comes, he explodes. That's what he did to Pereira, and that's what Abdelaziz believes he'll do again, only faster, and more violently. Abdelaziz believes the rematch won't go the distance. "I don't see it going more than 3 rounds, he said. Not because Pereira lacks heart, but because Ankalaev has unlocked something deeper. A level of confidence that only comes from beating the scariest man in the division at his own game. Pereira may still be recovering, not just physically, but from the realization that someone stood with him and wasn't afraid. For so long, he was the hammer. Ankalaev proved he could be the anvil. That psychological shift is massive in MMA, where belief is often more powerful than technique. What happens if Pereira comes back sharper, more measured? That's the question everyone's asking. But Abdelaziz isn't worried. He sees Ankalaev's ceiling as far from reached. He sees a champion just starting his reign. A king not content with one throne, but ready to defend it against any style, any threat. Pereira's explosive counter-striking will always be a threat. But can it deter Ankalaev again? Not likely, if you ask his team. They've seen the fire up close. They've felt the strength in the gym. They believe no one in the division can match his blend of patience, power, and presence. UFC fans are hungry for clarity. The division has been volatile, but Ankalaev brings something different: stability. A reminder that titles should be earned through dominance, not hype. And if the rematch does happen, expect Ankalaev to prove that once wasn't a fluke, it was the start of a legacy. Abdelaziz wants the spotlight on his fighter not just because of what he's done, but what he's about to do. He believes the next performance will be definitive. It won't go to the judges. It'll end with a statement, one that echoes through the division, loud and clear. There's a growing belief that Ankalaev is ready to usher in a new era of light heavyweight excellence. One built not on flash, but fundamentals. Not on bravado, but belief. A champion who doesn't talk much but lets his fists and focus do the storytelling. In the